Welcome back to Self-Built. Another training video for you. This is the last day of my split. Today, I don't have a fun name like torso day or extremity day. This is just shoulders, traps, and tries. I'll probably throw some calves in at the end just because you can always throw in some more calves. Today is a little bit of a rest day in the sense of not doing huge compound movements that the chest or the legs require. So it's going to be all about getting some blood in there, getting a good pump, good stretch, good technique. I haven't done a full dedicated shoulder day in probably like 3 months, maybe even longer. It's been a while, but I'm going to ease into it. My plan of attack is I'm going to superset 3 different exercises, one for rear side and front delt. Just fill the muscle full of blood. And then I'm going to be doing a superset of rear delts and side delts. Then the next superset is going to be front delts and traps. Start working those in. And then we'll work our way to our tricep. And we're going to make it intense. We're going to make it hard. We're going to make it fun. So let me finish some cardio, some stretching, and we'll get rolling. First exercise is going to be on the Smith machine. These are basically over-exaggerated behind shrugs. Instead of using your traps, you're just going to be trying to use your rear delts. You're going to be using much lighter weight than a shrug. And about shoulder width is where I feel it the best. You can play with whatever width feels good for you. You don't have to do this on a Smith machine. You can do barbells, cables. Heck, you could even do dumbbells if you wanted. But what you want to do is when you bring it up, focus on just the shoulders. You want to bring it above the butt. Hold it, get that squeeze, and then let it slowly go down. You'll probably feel this a little bit in the traps, but as you get more used to it, you'll be able to recruit your shoulders a lot more. This is a fun one. Definitely enjoy this one. Not a lot of people do this one either. Next is some side shoulders. If you really want to make these things suck and burn, control the weight at the top, get a squeeze, and then go down slowly. Not a lot of people do that. They just like to kind of throw it around. No, if you hold it and then bring it down, makes the weight seem twice as heavy. If you're feeling spicy and you can't get all the way to the top, go as high as you can and just keep going. I do like to wear wrist wraps when using the power block. The power blocks are just fine. I wouldn't say by any means they're uncomfortable. But if you've got a wrist wrap, it fattens up your wrist so there's less wiggle room, so it just makes it feel more secure. It just feels nicer. So I've just continued to do that and I enjoy it. So if you have these, that might help you out a little bit. On these overhead dumbbell presses, just make sure to hold at the top, go down really slow, explode up, and it'll definitely maximize your muscle-mind connection and you'll be feeling a good pump. First superset is going to be high crossovers for your rear delts. I don't know if that's the official name, but that's just what I'm going to call it. And then we're going to do some seated dumbbell side raises with a little bit of a twist of what we did last time. Most important thing is to get a feel of your rear shoulders and focus on that feeling when doing these. If you don't have a choice to being able to really lower these pulleys, you can also lean back a little bit to make it seem like it's not such a high pulley. The thing that we're going to do to change it up is typically you'll start and you'll have a neutral grip. We're going to start where our pinky is already out and above our thumb at the very bottom. It puts you in a position to where you really focus and put a squeeze on that shoulder. It is quite humbling. You don't need much weight at all, because you can't do very much unless you swing. And just try to keep it under control the whole time and lighten weight if you need to. Man, that one lights up the shoulders. Next superset we got going is inclined front raises. Typically when you're going, your elbows are just right at your sides. If you have this set back, I've got this at 40 degrees. I'm starting and I'm already feeling a pretty decent stretch. Nothing crazy. You don't want to go too aggressive, especially if this is your first time trying it out. You don't want to go too aggressive with it being more of a stretch, and if you're not used to this type of exercise. I'm just going to do neutral grip. You bring it up nice and slow. You're not going to go all the way up and down. You're going to go about right here where you start to feel the tension start to go down. And then make sure you control it all the way back. And then when you're going back up, don't use any momentum. Get back up there. Make those shoulders work and make them stretch. Then we're going to superset with just some dumbbell shrugs. What I like to do is slightly lean forward. I get a bigger stretch. And then drive it up. Make sure you squeeze. Keep it under control. And one thing that's really cool you can do is just let your arms hang and get a really deep stretch. This is one of my favorite ways to warm up the elbows when doing some triceps. It's just a triset of 3 different positions of rope pull downs. Not heavy weight, do pretty high reps. I'll do far behind elbows, straight by my side elbows, and then I'll bring them forward. After the warm up, I'm going to do some dumbbell overhead extension. I'm going to take advantage of these power blocks having 2 fat handles here. The only bad thing is if you start to put in so much weight, you lose some finger room. So hey, you got to trade off a little bit. Usually I'll do a couple first baby reps just to feel it out. That's just me, just like this. Doing triceps can be prone to give me a little bit of tendonitis, so I just like to make sure everything feels kosher before I go into it. I'll be supersetting that with some underhanded cable extensions. I really like these grips for this exercise, which sounds goofy because it's not a pulling exercise. I'm able to feel it a lot more. I'm able to get a much better muscle connection doing it this way. I think it's just because I'm more locked in, but whatever the reason is, I just know it feels better, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Man, I am feeling it. Triceps are blown up and fatigued. Last superset is close grip bench with just some standing calf raises. Just gonna throw little calves in there because why not? How I like to position the bar on my chest is for it to be much higher than a typical flat bench, than typical benching height. I feel it puts more stress on the triceps. And I won't go super close as far as hand width, but just out of shoulder width, and just focusing on just using the arms as much as you can. Keeping it under control the whole time and focusing on that stretch and that squeeze. You can't see it, but I've got a 2x4 right under the bar. So that way I can quickly move right into some standing calf raises without wasting too much time. Doing about 3 to 4 sets of that will just finish every last ounce of energy that you had. So that's it. You made it through my new split that I'm doing right now. With how my training schedule is, I almost get my full body trained twice a week. So the second time I hit chest, it's gonna be a completely different area. Same with back and legs. So if these workouts have seemed helpful for you, entertaining, or if you just enjoyed watching it, definitely let me know. Leave a like, share, and subscribe. It would help me so much. If you'd like tips and tricks of how to focus on certain areas of the muscles, let me know. I'm happy to share the tips and tricks. Don't forget to hit that bell button so you know when new videos are coming out. And we'll see you next time on More Self Build.